and this is an industry that had no incentive to change
Right.
the tempo, no incentive to change the economics. And so we said, hey, we're willing to go. It's always going to have a human element.
Has to.
You're never going to hire a CEO with an AI interview bot.
No. You raise sales by 22%. Okay. I need to know more about that. Exactly. The board's going to be asking those questions. The more and more, I think the deeper we go into AI, generative AI, or agentic, or however you want to go with it, the more we go, the deeper we go, the more trust is going to come up.
I would like to be sitting here next year and saying that we helped search firms be way more efficient. We helped private equity and venture capital be way more efficient and have way better speed in the hiring executive perspective.
This is William Tinka of Work Defined. We're at HR Tech in Vegas, Morovia. And there's a story to this. We have 3 executives from Morovia here with us today. So we're going to learn all kinds of good stuff. So why don't we do the story first? Who wants to tell the Morovia story?
Oh man, I'll take it.
All
so
right.
the 3 of us started this business back in the spring.
Okay.
And so Vicky is a marketing wizard, and we go through this elaborate naming process. And every name the 3 of us could come up with, it was already taken.
Oh yeah.
Or the URL was sold, or meant something really obnoxious in some obscure language. So like everything was off limits.
It's a Latin word for
something you don't want to have
Urban
your
Dictionary was definitely confirmed.
I've got 3 posts on Urban Dictionary.
It was a minefield. So finally, like at a point of just complete surrender, Jen comes up one night and says, "What if you take like MA out of Matt's name?"
Okay.
RO out of Jen's last name.
Got it.
And then VI for Vicky. And we're like, well, that's the dumbest thing we've ever heard. And here we are. So we love it. But the name was available. There were no...
All the social, all that stuff.
Generally, we got pretty lucky that way.
There's a hotel somewhere in Italy.
Yeah.
We thought it sounded sort of like a posh car.
It does actually sound like that.
My wife hazed us because she thought it sounded like a weight loss drug, like a GLP.
It's just one shot a week with Morovia, and you will lose at least 10 pounds a month.
Exactly.
There is efficiency in it.
Absolutely, that's the goal.
That isn't a bad bit to do as like a commercial.
Yeah.
And just do it with all the things. A
little spoof of it. We're good for it.
That's kind of a fun bit.
The world is our oyster for sure on it.
Well, I also think now that there's a hotel in Italy, I think that sounds like a retreat to me.
It does.
We got to go.
It's a good call.
We got to see it.
Find your executive team, lose weight.
Next podcast.
Morovia.
At the Morovia Boutique Hotel.
Dude, this is so awesome.
Yeah. No,
all right, why don't we do introductions? So why don't you start first?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
My name is Jin Rowe. I'm essentially the head of product and development for the 3 of us.
Okay.
And my background is Princeton undergrad with architecture, which led to Accenture and McKesson and Seal Software. But
there's no humble brags in there.
It's all about connecting the problem and the solution, and oftentimes technology and data happens to be at the center of it. So really, I approach it from solution first, and then if technology and data is an important aspect of it, great, we'll use it. And it's one of the main things that we focus on, especially with AI. It's not something that we run to, but if it's a part of the overall solution, great.
You're not trying to force it.
We're focused on the end solution, and we start from there.
So I've been on all of the Ivy League campuses in a former life, doing former things. Princeton was far better, personable. Like I went to the museum, did the tour, talked to people, went to a couple bars, did the bit, and like people were nice.
A little less ego.
I'm not even going to say the other names, but like there wasn't the entitlement in the air. Like I could actually just hang out with people with Princeton at a bar. And it was no big deal.
That's great, and we're actually in the middle of a town, so we actually hang out with townies, and
That's right.
yeah, it's a
It's
great
college
atmosphere.
town.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I couldn't deal with the weather, but other than that, genius. Alrighty.
I'm Vicki Wilkins from Morovia. I'm a co-founder, and I'm on the marketing, go-to-market, and branding side of the house. I come from consumer, sports, technology, marketing
cool.
backgrounds.
Consumer marketing.
Yeah, Weather
Nice.
Channel, Mizuno. I've been around.
So you'll
Started
be
in TV back in the day.
Oh my God,
Yeah, Turner Sports.
that's cool. You were in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be disappointed, generally speaking, with the marketing of these folks in here because they suck. And they're not consumer grade. Because it's B2B and it's conservative, it's dry, doesn't have like a personality.
No, I feel like there's been, to give them credit, I feel like there's been more of a merge where, I've come from the B2C side.
Right.
Now I've moved over, Matt recruited me over to a firm called On Partners, which is an executive search firm.
Right.
Which is where we all came from.
Right.
Before we started Morovia. And I was like, oh, B2B. And it's not even B2B, it's professional services. And I was like, the bar is
Do you
going to...
slash this way?
The
or
bar
this
is
way?
going to be low on the marketing. But I've been pleasantly surprised that, I just feel like marketing, there's such a blend now between. And some of these booths are awesome. That bridge over there,
Yeah, no, that's
that was
dope.
pretty, I was like, I like that one.
That one
Yeah.
could be at a consumer trade show.
It could.
That one.
That was pretty cool.
A lot of the other ones, they play the safe card. Because they think, ironically, they think that HR and recruiting, they think they're conservative. And there was a company years ago called Verve, and their marketer was a consumer marketer, and it was all it looked like whiskey and tobacco ads.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
it was memorable because they're they might have to be conservative at work, but they're not conservative.
Yeah. You know what the difference too is? It's the design, the
Yeah.
creativity of it.
Right.
Right? And I just think there's so many different ways to be creative now, but there's something beautiful about the creativity and design and some of those really cool brands.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's what we're doing with Morovia, since Matt already called me a marketing wizard.
There
So,
we go.
Gotta
I'm-
put on a hat, do the whole
my
bit.
wizardry is already working. Yeah.
Get a wand, do the whole bit.
Yeah.
All right, Matt.
All right, Matt Mooney, I'm co-founder at Morovia, and so Jen's the tech and product wizard, Vicky's the go-to-market wizard, and I'm just the old random search guy.
You're not a wizard.
I'm not quite to wizard level yet. So
Yeah. This is all the Dungeons and Dragons play.
A lot of yeah. And so this is year 33 in retained executive search for me. It's all I've ever done. Started as an intern coming out of undergrad.
That was headhunter days.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
my gosh.
absolutely. And I love it. It's an amazing profession. I think collectively, the three of us looked at the landscape. These two were at HR Tech last year. We were trying to find solutions that worked for us.
Right.
Nothing's
built for y'all.
No. Who has come up with something really impactful, disruptive, and innovative for the retained executive search level?
In the last 20 years?
Ever?
Never. There was one blue something that was it was an ATS for executive search.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
And and so I think, we looked at it, and this is an industry that had no incentive to change the tempo, no incentive to change the economics. And so we said, hey, we're willing to go try it. We're going to go disrupt. We think there's a chance to truly innovate, inject the right levels of technology. It's always going to have a human element.
Has to.
You're never going to hire a CEO with an AI interview bot.
No.
But there's a way to streamline and accelerate that first third of the search process.
Well, so much of his research and
Exactly.
background and all of this stuff.
Of information that's known. That the information is out there.
Yeah.
Who can compile it and put it together the right way?
Right.
Jen can. So,
That's right. You pull those things together, and then you let the human be the human.
Yeah.
And especially if you have assessments and some of the other things that are really important to have in there. You've already screened, you've already got the identity, you've already done all that stuff, and it's like, okay, this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to do this opportunity?
Right.
Great, let's keep talking. If you don't, okay, great.
Yeah, so we are debuting here.
Okay.
We left our cushy executive search firm
God
jobs
bless
to
you.
start this company.
I was making $600,000, and now I don't have a paycheck or benefits.
We're self-funded, and the whole idea is to, we're not trying to replace expertise.
No.
We're trying to apply it at scale. Trying to take the way Matt does really, really great executive search research
Right.
and assessment, and we're trying to essentially compress that into minutes instead of weeks, and then allow you to really do the hard, important stuff after that, which is the assessment part of it.
And it could be the right person, but at the wrong time.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
you could get down to the board level, and it's just like there's not a match. That happens in all kinds of recruiting, but the stakes are higher the higher you go up in the organization, because one bad executive can take your entire company.
Absolutely.
Whereas if it's a carts person at a Walmart, they're not going to do that much. I was a carts guy, so I can say this. They're not going to do that much damage. Whatever they do, it's not going to impact the stock price. So the technology itself, tell us a little bit more about the tech, because you're going into established executive search firms. And so whatever they're using now, note cards or otherwise, whatever they're using, there's a displacement of that. And then you got to get them to use the system.
The main thing was that, again, and we said, you start from the solution and sort of work backwards. The main thing that we were trying to do was emulate how Matt assesses candidates, right? So just a few years ago, Matt and any of the other recruiting folks were looking for candidates. They try to grab as many different tools as they can.
Right.
LinkedIn and others, and you're doing keyword searches and Boolean searches. You get a list of candidates, and you really still don't know why they're up. You have to go through and read through and research each one of them, validate that their experience was recent, and that this person worked in the right company type last year, not 20 years ago. And so all of that research and looking at multiple tools, cross-referencing, knowing that the company that had the equity event 2 jobs ago, he was there and he was a leader and a relevant contributor of that event. Those are things that he would do to make sure that the candidate was the right candidate.
That's the what I've called is historically the breadth of depth.
Absolutely.
Like a Java developer might be and this is outside of y'all's ballpark, but they might have been a Java developer for 15 years, but were they doing one Java development project in deep, or was it wide?
Yeah.
And to be able to understand that for executives, like, okay, you said you raised sales by 22%. Okay, I need to know more about that.
What did you do to get there?
Exactly.
What are the strategies that you've applied?
Were you just in the room?
Exactly. Did you do it consistently, year over year, multiple jobs? Do you have a track record of success and equity events along your way? So these are all things that Matt would be able to notice.
Because the company's paying you to know that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They're paying, that's the bid.
A lot of money. They're paying 1/3 of the first year's estimated total cash comp. That's a big number.
That's a number.
Yeah.
This is also time saving, the efficiency side. And you said the minutes, seconds, etc. There's the time that historically they just spend. They're doing good work. There's nothing negative to it. It's just it takes time.
Yeah, and when you really look at it, executive hiring, it's supposed to be a very in-depth process, right? There's a lot of context because it's a high-risk situation, right? But at the same time, at the same time, when you really look at it, like 1990 searches took 100+ days. 2025 searches take 100+ days, and it doesn't matter what search firm says, whatever the timeline. That's the reality. That's the reality.
Because of all the research that has to go in.
Yeah, and then when you think of the labor that goes into that, right? So whether you're an enterprise, client who has an executive talent team in-house, or you are a search firm and you have multiple researchers.
Right.
So there's a labor aspect to it. So our goal isn't really necessarily, hey, speed for speed's sake.
No.
It's more...
Got to be quality.
It's got to be quality. And also, there's a lot of companies who can't use executive search firms because they can't afford it.
That's right.
So how do you democratize the expertise of Matt in a way where smaller to mid-sized companies can actually use Morovia as a tool, get the value and the depth and the context, and then take the process, once we have the prospects we really are really interested in, and then go from there in terms of interviewing.
Right. So do we do any search anymore?
Yes.
We do.
We do. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a little bit of search.
A little bit of search because we think, it's a great way to evangelize that story out in the market. So
And
we have,
keep your hands in the dirt, so to speak.
stay active in the market, but also we have clients where we're doing searches for them, but then they also get exposure and they're using the software for their own activities internally as well. So we like that. And I think, I want to stay active in the market. We want to continue to have kind of the right strategic searches and expand, the client relationship, but it's a great way to do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think the thing, identity verification fraud that comes along with it. Ryan and I were at iSolved, an event, and one of the executives we interviewed was the chief executive of fraud prevention or whatever the bit was, and the stuff he dropped on us coming out of North Korea, we're like, what? He's like, yeah, because if they have your face, then they can make a 3D likeness. They have your voice. You can be on a Zoom call. Brad's Brad. Done. Brad's not Brad.
It's scary.
Oh my God.
That
it's
is
scary.
I got an email from somebody like a year ago saying, hey, by the way, on X and LinkedIn, your face is the profile for this head of some Irish, but I guess I look like standard Irish dude out of Central Casting, but like they used my face as this fake persona that you talked about for some Bank of Ireland or something.
Well, that's something. I mean, as you do the vetting, it's another level like ID Me or whatever. It's like you got to get to the heart of, is this person that we're talking to? We've got the skills and then we got all that the stuff, but is this person this person? Because that's going to be a thing that the board is going to care more about in the future. Is okay. At the end of the day, I got it. We like it.
Yeah.
Is that person that person?
And I think that's where I think our world at the executive search level, there's always going to be that need for the human side as well.
Oh.
It's the technology that absolutely is going to validate this person is real, and then my ability to call 6 people who've worked with them over the last decade and verify the performance, the behaviors, the culture, the leadership style. That's what's so critical. I don't know that you'll ever get away from that.
Now, there's fraud in staffing. There's historically, go all the way back to the beginning of staffing, there's always been fraud. It's just because y'all are playing with live ammunition. I'm from Texas, so I can say this.
Oh, so are
We're from Texas.
Houston, H-Town.
Yeah.
Arlington, Texas.
There we go.
Yeah.
I went to TCU.
No way.
Go Frogs.
So I live there, and we have a lake house in Belton, Central Texas.
Nice.
So anyhow, I can say live ammunition.
Yep.
So,
You're allowed.
yeah. But y'all are literally playing with live ammunition at the executive search level.
Absolutely. And look, there are scary, we uncover things in degree verification, in background checks. Oh, by the way, you forgot to tell us, you didn't actually graduate from Harvard. Or
I love the bit in LinkedIn where they just list the university and some years,
right?
But they don't list anything else. It's like, did you attend?
Or you lived around the area?
In the metro.
You're in the zip code.
Yeah.
All right, okay. No, but did you graduate?
Took a weekend course.
And
That drives me crazy.
Big time.
Somebody will put Stanford, and it's like you dig into it. It's like, oh, man, we went to Stanford. Yeah, they were there for 3 days over
Biggest
a weekend.
pet peeve.
In fairness, they technically went to Stanford.
They did.
For the weekend. They were there.
Yeah, they stayed at a really nice hotel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd say one thing that
Is
I think
absolutely pet peeve.
helps us. I know it totally is. Helps us at the executive level is. We're talking about board members, CEO, C-suite. Most of them have very public profiles. They have tons of press releases written about them. Their bio is written in 15 different ways because they've been in events and conferences. So there is a little less
Does help.
of that. Yeah.
It does
And
help.
one of the biggest preventions
Unless you're Irish.
There you go. That's it.
Unless you're mad.
fraudulent data is to have as much and as integrated, as cross-linked as possible. So if you have opinions of Matt from multiple sources,
Right.
and we know that.
Right.
And we have attributes from Matt where he's posting on multiple sites, and we know that he's the actual voice of these trends and information that are coming out. And we have his academic information from his colleagues and people that he went to school with. All of these different sets of information allow us to really trust that a little bit more.
Right.
And that's one of the core bases for our data model. It's really flexible in that we're able to take in both structured and unstructured data on an ongoing basis.
Nice.
So we don't have to just grab the data that we want today. We can just continue to add to Matt's document, and it's something that we're going to be able to reference back at any time.
It'd be interesting to plot, to understand the career trajectory. You know, they're at P&G, then they left P&G, then they went over to MTV or whatever, and like map their experience and kind of understand in context from other people, understand kind of who they were. Like nobody was the same at 22 as they are or whatever. It changes.
Yeah.
But to actually know that. All right, last question. We're here next year. What are we talking about?
That's a good question.
That's why he's the host.
That's right.
I have one from a technology perspective.
All righty, bring it.
All right.
Get it, Jen.
So one of the things that I think we're going to see, because AI is everywhere.
Right.
There's already AI fatigue. I think one of the biggest things about AI, the trust factor is so critical.
Right.
I've so many times turned off a video because that's AI generated.
That's right.
Turned it off, moved on. Saw a picture, it's AI generated, move on. Even in our case, we need to make sure that everything that we put out about a person it is credible, it's backed up by fact and proof, and we're showing it, we're detailing it.
Right.
So
that's the product.
It's a critical element of using and leveraging AI. So I think the trust and security element around AI is really going to shake out. I think it's going to be something that we will really be able to trust it more.
That's the board. The board's going to be asking those questions. The more and more, I think the deeper we go into AI, generative AI, or agentic, or however you want to go with it, the more we go, the deeper we go, the more trust is going to come up.
It's going to be required, and you're going to have to be able to prove it, back it up, and have something differentiating to really make that part of the fabric of your technology solution and your product and your process.
I think that helps executive search firms.
That's what
because
we're
it's just like whatever the thing looks like a dossier, whatever the bid is, it's like verified, 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 verified.
Yeah, I want to say, I would like to be sitting here next year and saying that we helped search firms be way more efficient. We helped private equity and venture capital be way more efficient and have way better speed in hiring executive perspective. We helped the companies that are smaller or mid-size actually get the value of executive hiring and executive search without having to shell the big dollars for it.
Well, and you're not, as you said earlier, you're not shaving off with efficiency and speed, you're not shaving off quality.
Yep.
Quality's, that's tip of the spear. We got to have quality, especially in what y'all do. Speed is one of the things that the industry has never actually really focused on.
Yeah.
No.
So, Matt, do you have anything?
Look, I think Jen touched on it. I think we'll see AI and all these new technologies become part of the fabric in 2026, but it's going to be more foundational. It's not going to be big, glitzy, sexy, game-changing up top. It's going to be mundane things that we do well, accelerating processes, adding more information, adding more validity to things, but it's going to be kind of just like all emerging technologies. It's going to be kind of slow, solid, foundational stuff that doesn't like blow your socks off, but you look up a couple years later, it's like, okay, this is everywhere, and it's impactful, and it works.
Well, I look forward, this is improv. So I look forward to a day of coming to HR Tech and not talking about AI.
Absolutely.
Well,
I can imagine.
It's ubiquitous. It's just how things go.
Well, we talk
about the internet.
Like how we talk about the internet.
We don't talk about electricity.
Right. No.
We don't talk about cloud. We don't talk about wireless, right?
No.
I mean, it's just, it is.
We don't see digital everything.
Oh my
now,
God,
right?
digital. It's digital. It's software that goes to the internet.
That was my favorite in marketing, digital marketing.
Digital marketing. Okay, so
versus omni-channel
That didn't end well.
No. It didn't age well.
No.
Y'all have been wonderful.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much
it.
for coming on the show, and we're out.